reviewing the stuff from yesterday, this would be 2 pi 4.2, 2 pi r. So what is that right there? Y'all supposed to have done this. What's the answer?
26.4.
26.4?
26.
Right. If I go to this one and they give me the diameter, I'm just going to do pi times d. So pi times 14 is 40.
3.9.
How much?
43.9.
All right, we should have no questions with that right there. All right. These are a little bit different than what we did yesterday. Yesterday it gave me the radius or diameter and says find the circumference. This time it's giving me the circumference and saying find the exact diameter and radius. So I'm going to start with the formula. Pi times d. Well, it's telling me what c is. So I put that in the c spot. Now if I want to find out what the diameter is, I divide by what? Divide by pi. And what did I tell you to do with something like this?
Yeah, you gotta leave it like that.
Leave it like that. Do the numbers as much as you can do with the numbers and leave it alone. So 40 over pi would be your answer. When I come over here, c equals 2 pi r. This one always messes people up. I take the c, plug that in. What would I do next? I want the r by itself.
So you do the number version of pi?
Nope, 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 nope. If you start doing anything with pi, that's not exact. What did we do over there on the first one? What did we do right here? Divide. So what am I going to divide by right here?
2 pi?
2 pi. It's the same process, it's just I'm dividing something else. Here's where people mess up. What are we supposed to do with 36 over 2 pi? What did I tell y'all yesterday?
Divide the exact number.
Do the numbers by themselves. So what is 36 divided by 2?
15. 15.
No, we didn't.
30. That's 18.
18. Where's the pi at? Top or bottom of the fraction?
Bottom.
It stays in the bottom. That's the part that messes people up. They want to put 18 pi. That's not the answer. It's 18 over pi.
So when you find the exact diameter and radius, pi is always going to be on the bottom because it's going to be division.
No, not necessarily. Doesn't have to be.
But when you are dividing,
Yeah, you have to divide, then yeah. All right. For example, to answer why it wouldn't be, if I said this was 36 pi for the circumference.
that's going to be multiplication.
No. This would be 36 pi right here. The pi's will cancel out and leave just a regular number. So it doesn't have to. All right. What is the rule here?
Degree over 360
Times
2 pi.
So the degree is 132 over 360 times 2 pi 7. And type that all in at one time and get
16.1.
All right. Now go to the second one. BDC is out here. So I need the angle that goes with that out there. Well, the only way to find that is to go 360 minus the 132 that's already there. So I get 228. Yes. 360. So I would go 228 over 360 times 2 pi 7. The only thing that's going to change on those is the angle, the degree. Answer there?
27.9.
Why is that one bigger?
Because it's a bigger angle.
The angle is bigger, so the answer is going to be bigger for the length. If it says find anything else other than arc length, we're going to go back and use the proportion. Arc length goes over 2 pi r, and arc measure, the degree, goes over 360. Where does the arc length always come from? That's the outside number, because that's what the arc is. So that's 9 over 2 pi r, which in this case is 2 pi 6. All right? The arc measure is the degrees. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Over 360. And if it ever looks like this, all you've got to do to solve it is cross multiply the 360 by all of this over here. And y'all said 85.9? So that would be my measure right there. If I'm looking at this one, arc length, where does that always come from?
Outside.
Outside, so that's the 4. All right, here's where we're going to change it a little bit. What is the formula for circumference?
This 2 pi r.
2 pi r. Stop. Whoa, stop that. 2 pi r. Well, look here. 2 pi r, 2 pi r. So since I'm looking for C, which is 2 pi r, I'm going to take that out and replace it with C.
Yes, sir.
The measure is what?
60
60.
over 360.
Remember, degree is always over 360. If you see degree, it's just over 360. Well, now I've got a very simple proportion that's easy to solve.
Multiply 4 by that.
I'm going to do 60 times C equals 4 times 360. So 60C equals 1440. So circumference is 24.
So basically, you based on where it's like when you say 5 or something, that's what you make.
If it says find circumference,
Okay.
that's what I do. All right, do that one for me. All right, take my proportion. How do I know that I'm supposed to use the proportion? How do I know when to do the proportion and when not to?
When it says find circumference.
All right, when do I not use the proportion? There's one time.
When it doesn't do
If it says find arc length, we're doing that one formula. If it says anything else, I'm doing the proportion. This says find circumference, I'm doing the proportion. Arc length is 11.2, 2 pi r
First replace it with C.
is going to be replaced by
C.
C,
About tricky.
103 over 360.
Yes, sir.
So I'll cross multiply 103 times C, 11.2 times 360. Is that the 4,032?
Yes, sir.
Divided by the 103,
You get 31, 39.
39.1.
Hey, you got it right.
All right, these are giving me the circumference and saying go back and find the radius. So if I start here, I would say C equals 2 pi r. It's telling me what C is, so I'm going to plug that in for C. And then what did we do earlier to find r?
Divide U power.
Now, if it's the decimal version, just type it in like that as a fraction. 52 divided by 2 pi. Somebody tell me what that is. Should be around 8.
26 over pi.
No, I want the.
81.7.
All right, now do it as a fraction. If you do 52, if you type this on the,
Oh,
if you type it like this, divided by 2 pi, that's going to be wrong every time. All right. So that would be my r. If I wanted to, let me make sure that we don't want. If I wanted the exact version of this, that's where I would say, what is 52 divided by 2?
This is 26.
And then leave the pi in the bottom. That's the exact version.
It just says find R or find something like
Unless
that.
it says exact, don't worry about it.
Alright.
But on this one, on the second one, I want you to do both. Find the decimal version and the exact version. All right, so for the second one here, I'm still using the 2 pi r formula. 162 equals 2 pi r. Divide by 2 pi. Again, y'all, if you type it in the calculator as a fraction, you're okay. If you try to do this, 162 divided by 2 pi, that's not going to work. So 162 divided by 2 pi is 25 point.
It's 8.
All right, there's my decimal version. If I do the
Exact.
exact version, I would do 162 divided by 2 and get 81 over pi. So there are my two answers. Coming over here, it says find diameter. Well, I'm going to use the diameter formula. So 43 equals pi d
Divided by pi.
divided by pi, 13.
0.7.
There's my decimal version.
And then your exact is 40.
My exact 43 over pi can't change. So I'll leave that. This one's saying find the radius. Well, I'm gonna start the same way I just did a minute ago with the circumference. Arc length is what? And I'm gonna take out the 2 pi r and put in C.
No, you ain't got a circumference, it's an arc.
Just hold on. I want R, yes, but I'm gonna use C to get there. Arc measure is 105 over 360.
It's be 105C.
So then I do the cross multiplying stuff, 105C, 12 times 360. 105C equals 4320, is that right? Check it, y'all got the calculator.
I always use multiply.
What was yeah?
Alright, so then I would divide by 105, 40 something.
It's
41.1.
41.1.
Alright, like you said, this is C and I need to find R.
But can't we change it back to 2
Well,
pi?
we just did that. So take the formula for C, which is 2 pi r, plug in the 41.1 we just found, equals 2 pi r,
Then you take 2
Divide
pi
by
r.
divide by 2 pi, you got your answer. Should be around 6 point something, 8 maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing.
It's 6.5.
Alright, so what I would do here is say 8 over C is 63 over 360. So 63C, 8 times 360. That C winds up being,
45%.
alright. And then you got two choices. Since it's asking for diameter, I'm just going to use the diameter formula. You can. Here I would just divide by pi, 14.5 or 6. If you did the other one, you would say, well, C equals 2 pi r. So 45.7 equals 2 pi r. So this would wind up being 7.3. Then you would have to take that and double it
And do
to
14.6.
equal the diameter and you get 14.6. Again, there's going to be a little bit of rounding, but I'm okay with either one of those. Any questions?
Oh,
On these, the first thing we've got to figure out, it wants the measure of BCA. So how many degrees is that part right there?
290.
Well, I'm going to do 360 minus the 70 that's there. So that part's 290. BC. Now I've got to go and figure out this part,
I
So
do
it's
290
290
divided by 2.
which means I've got to use that up there. It tells me that these two angles are equal, so I take that 290 and divide it into two equal parts,
And you get one.
get 145. Well, then it starts asking for arc length. Well, I know length is
290
degree over 360, 2 pi r, so 290 over 360,
Times
2 pi 7,
35.
And then you get 35.4.
4. All right. Then it goes length of CB. Well, now this says BC. Does it matter?
It's the same thing.
BC and CB are the same thing. So this would be
So you get
145,
145 over
360
360
times
times 2 pi 7, and you get 17.7.
17.7. Could we have done this without doing the work?
Half.
290, 145. I divided by 2.
Half of 35.
Take half of 35.4. You got your answer. BAC. So now I'm looking at BAC. How many degrees is that?
215.
I've got two choices. I could do 360 minus the 145 or 70 plus the 145. Doesn't matter. You wind up with
215. 215 over 360 times 2 pi up 7. And you get
26.3.
There you go.